Hmm. How's it going, everyone? Thanks for checking out the channel. I'm gonna react to some of these TikToks, conspiracy or whatever you want to call them, strange TikToks.
The dead internet theory. So how the internet died in 2016, and now everything you see on the internet is AI generated, like generated comments, generated videos, generated pictures, right? So there's a guy named Destiny. He goes on stream and he was like his schizo arc, because he was going so crazy once he started going on Facebook and searching up these people, right?
Yeah.
He goes on like random people's accounts and saying, he's like, yo, this person has a picture of himself, but that's actually not him. That's an AI generated picture of some other person. And it's true because it is an AI, because when you search it up, it doesn't go into any, like when you reverse Google search it, that's actually not a person.
Damn.
But you see that person on other people's pictures. It's weird.
So you're saying there's a set amount of people, and then after 2016,
yeah, everything is now AI'd.
everything is just generated by the simulation.
So like how you said now we're already here.
Yeah.
Now we've been doing, like they've been having this in motion, and now we actually are here. Like,
I think a ton of stuff is fake on the internet, like a ton. But I don't see how everything could be AI generated. I don't think that. I mean, you get on, Messenger, Facebook Messenger or something, you message somebody. I mean, it's, I don't know.
80-year theory. Basically, there's this theory that every 80 years, there's a crucial change that ultimately changes humanity. We're coming up on 2024. 80 years ago was 1944.
Oh, geez.
World War II. 80 years
Wow.
before 1944, 1864 was the Civil War. 80 years before that was 1784, which was the end of the Revolutionary War and America becoming the United States.
Oh boy.
And so he's like, what's going to happen in 2024?
Dude.
If we're sticking to this 80-year theory.
Dude.
But he brought up like AI and stuff. He's like, AI didn't exist.
There's so much. That's got to be the most drastic change out of all the 80s. I just saw on TikTok, there's this girl who's like an orthodontist or something, and she's pretty popular on TikTok. She's verified and everything. She just saw a video of somebody having a product for oral care, and it's her at the bottom.
What?
Using her voice and her face and her body and everything to endorse that product.
What?
How is this?
Yeah.
How is this legal?
That's what I'm saying.
Take my permission.
Yeah, it's wild.
Dude.
And so it's going to get so much worse. And there's no way of stopping it unless you have a full shutdown.
It's too late. AI is
You
in
can't.
everything.
You're not going to be able to stop.
Yeah, I think everybody knows, something big's coming. I know somebody wrote about that before, where like every 80, 100 years or whatever, there's like 4 different periods in that. If I remembered any more about it, I'd tell you about it, but
Really unsettling. What if I told you that the storm Bert in the UK wasn't just a natural storm? Geoengineering, a technology capable of altering the climate, has been controversial for decades. Some experts suggest that phenomena like Bert could be manipulated by these technologies to create chaos and justify global control measures. It's known that projects like HAARP can influence the weather, but the question is, are these techniques being used to intensify storms and make them more destructive? And here's the most disturbing part. The storm Bert comes amid debates over global climate policies. Could this be a way to manipulate public opinion and push for stricter agreements? Is it a coincidence, or is something darker at play? The storm might just be a reminder that sometimes weather phenomena are not as natural as they seem. Leave your opinion in the comments, and like if you think we are getting further from the truth.
yeah, I think most big disasters are, man-made. There's like thousands of patents on weather modification, so,
These can lead to demonic possession. Let me explain what I mean. So most of us know that most conspiracies are to hide God and hide the truth in the Bible. Well, some of these rabbit holes get very, very deep and very, very dark. So when you go too deep down the rabbit hole and stay in the darkness for too long, many lose sight of Jesus. The enemy uses this as a loophole to get to you. Once the person gets very invested and starts trying to understand and expose every little detail, most don't even realize that they're becoming obsessed. they're giving themselves an evil eye. One of the first steps of demonic possession is obsession. So seeing it everywhere and everything that you look, thinking that everything is evil and everybody's out to get you. They're not realizing that evil feeds on our fear and negative emotions. So while you think that you're just waking yourself up, you're literally manifesting demonic stuff around you. So I think if you choose to look into conspiracy theories, it's a good idea to stay pretty surface level and or take breaks between. Our eyes are the windows to our souls, so you really don't want to be just looking for evil all day long because it will manifest in you. I feel like we should commit to looking for God in our surroundings, and if we're going to do the conspiracy stuff, keep it surface level.
Yeah, I don't agree with the surface level, but the taking breaks, I think that's a good idea because, yeah, you can get way too deep in it and start believing every wild theory that comes across. And I mean, there's a lot of conspiracy theories now, so, you know, I believe quite a few of them, but there's many, many, many I don't.
Conspiracy theory that you 1,000% believe in.
The ancient civilizations on Earth were far more advanced than we're being told, and that one of them possibly even thrived before our oceans even existed. Stay with me. In the spring of 2013, a gentleman was sailing his yacht around the Azores Islands, an autonomous region of Portugal, when he discovered a large pyramid underwater. They would find that this architectural marvel was 60 feet tall and bigger around than a football field. So naturally, I had to dig deeper, and as I did, I kept seeing pictures of it circled on Google Earth. And of course, I had to go find it for myself. It's right here. But as I was checking it out, I thought to myself, well, where there's one, there's got to be more, right? Well, look right above it. 1, 2. 2 more pyramids. From there, it was over. I was up all night, scanning the entire ocean floor. And what I found absolutely blew my mind. That there were large clusters of what could be potential pyramids at the depths of the ocean all over the world. And I mean thousands of them. Do you see it? As I was scanning the ocean floor the other night, I spotted this. So I zoomed in on it. To me, it looks just like the statues of giants from Easter Island. Then I spotted another face right next to it, surrounded by idols. Check them out. Look at that one's definitive. There's another one. But the most interesting part, the statues I found were just north of Hawaii, over 4,000 miles away from Easter Island. But I wanted more evidence, so I went back to Easter Island and checked around it. Notice these circular structures. A number of them, blurred out. And sure enough, blurred out, another one, another one, another one. They're a circular structure with a peak at the top. So I came to the conclusion that this civilization of people existed here and north of Hawaii. So I thought to myself, they had to travel to get there. What path did they take? So after coming to the conclusion that the same people that lived on Easter Island also live north of Hawaii, I figured they must have traveled to get there. So I look closely and look at this. The path heads west and north. Not only that, they actually had a path going from Easter Island back to South America. You can literally see the beaten path going to the land. Then I quickly noticed that looks like around the area of Peru. And that's when my light bulb just went off. If you didn't know this, Paracas, Peru is where Julio Tello in 1928 discovered over 300 elongated skulls on a desert peninsula. So I bet you know what I did next. Paracas, Peru. What a coincidence. Straight to it. The elongated skull people of Paracas, Peru were probably behind the pyramids and the large idols. Oh, and one last thing. Don't their statues kind of resemble something found on Mars?
Mars. Yeah, I'd say there's a ton of stuff under the ocean, right? I mean, there's the Noah's flood, right? It's hard telling how advanced they were before that, too.
Died exposing the truth.
One of the most amazing things that I had ever seen at the bottom of the ocean. It was while
Sorry about the audio.
filming for Blue Planets in the Gulf of Mexico. I noticed there's something out in the distance. Couldn't tell exactly what, but it looked like a dark band. And as we approached it, the dark band became a donut. I saw this donut. It was black in the center. What the heck is that? And so as we get closer and closer to it, I noticed that the black band had what appeared to be kind of water lapping against the shoreline. This band was a ring of mussels. And inside the ring of mussels was a lake. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm already underwater. We went out over the water. tried to descend in it and bounced off. It was so super saline and dense that the submarine couldn't go down in it. We literally bounced off, and as we bounced off, we sent ripples heading back to the shoreline. It was insane.
By the way, this video is scripted and for entertainment purposes only. Stay weird.
I don't know.
Claiming you stuck in one of the most secretive facilities in the whole world?
Yes, and this facility isn't about UFOs or advanced aircraft. It's something much darker. We're talking creature containment.
Creature containment? Like cryptids? Are we talking about Bigfoot and skinwalkers?
Not just Bigfoot. Imagine every urban legend you've ever heard of. Wendigos, skinwalkers, Mothman. They're real, and the government is holding them in this facility. It is not just that they're experimenting on them, studying them. They're trying to weaponize them.
Hold up. You're telling me that these cryptids, these creatures of legend, actually exist, and they're locked up in some desert compound?
Yes, and many others you've never heard of and probably never will. It's a little-known facility deep in the Nevada desert, not far from S4, commonly known as Area 51, but it's not on any map. It's called Project Asylum. I can't disclose how I managed to get inside. I'll say this journalist friend tipped me off. Once I was inside, what I saw was horrifying. Rows of containment cells, each holding a different creature. Some of them looked like they've been there for years, maybe even decades. All types, all sizes. Some looked fragile and frail. Others were dangerous and monstrous.
Okay.
I think the story's fake for sure, but I do think they definitely do this. I mean, like, definitely they do mix, human DNA with whatever, animal. Yeah.
Is a father who loves spending time with his children. If you hop over to his channel, you'll find that most of his videos have a wholesome quality to them. However, out of all the videos on there, two in particular stand out from the rest. These two videos are different in that they show something that doesn't fit with the family-friendly content of this channel. If anything, they seem to have come from a horror movie, one that is based on a family terrorized by paranormal activity. As it turns out though, that's exactly the case here. Jerry has been encountering strange occurrences in his home that seem to be paranormal in nature. On May 26th of 2009, he is suddenly woken up by a strange noise inside his living room. He immediately grabs his phone and begins to record. Jerry writes, "I have never seen anything like this. My wife and I were awakened by the sound of a door closing. This video is all I got before me and my family left the house." This is what he caught.
I don't know if everybody can see this, and I've done it.
Strangely, the handle on the other side of the door is being turned as though someone inside were doing this. But, as shown in the video, no one is in there. An encounter like this would definitely spook anyone. But then again, there are some who might write this off as being caused by a draft entering the handle's lock. Although it isn't sure if that's the case. It's the second
A draft turning the doorknob? How does that happen?
video that seemingly dispels this notion. On July 11 of 2009, Jerry's recording his son when all of a sudden, something really creepy happens. Take a look.
Whoa!
The same closet from the first video can be seen opening on its own. Then, seconds later, a toy flips over by itself. It almost seems like whatever had been inside had tripped over this toy in its attempt to get to the child. It is immediately then that he grabs his son
I know that's not funny with the child, but the tripping part.
and rushes out of the living room at once. Understandably, Jerry was totally spooked. Viewers believe that he might be dealing with something paranormal. But, as with most videos, it's hard to be sure if that's so. Could it be that a supernatural presence resides in Jerry's closet? Or is something else going on here? You be the judge.
Yeah, I'd say probably demons. That'd be my guess.
This is about the TV show Stranger Things, right? What if I told you that it's not fiction? I mean, the TV show, that's absolutely fiction. But the story behind it, what caused the story, why they wrote this script, that's not fiction, supposedly. And as always, this video is for entertainment purposes only, so don't sue me. Have you ever heard of the Montauk Project? Now, this project is a supposed secret government experiment that sounded like it was ripped straight out of a sci-fi script, and then it was made into a sci-fi script. So back in the 1970s and 80s, Camp Hero in Montauk, New York was allegedly the site of a top secret experiment. Kids were reportedly taken and used in experiments involving mind control, time travel, and even interdimensional portals. Now, there have been claims that there was a machine called the Montauk Chair. It was said to enhance their psychic abilities so powerful that it can manifest physical objects or destroy them. A man named Preston Nichols claimed that he worked on the project, saying that he had memories that were buried deep and only resurfaced later, which really isn't much to go on. But the reason why Stranger Things made for such good television is because it was a good story to begin with. Ripped straight out of a secret government project that we're not supposed to know anything about, but somehow we do. All of this supposedly happened. Supposedly. Damn it, man.
Yeah, I'd say social conditioning. Get everybody used to it before they do whatever. But the universal law, it strengthens their spell, right? Where they show you what they're going to do before they do it. Hold on. Sorry.
FBI agent, and this is a conspiracy theory that keeps me up at night. In 2018, a treasure hunter tipped off the FBI to a large cache of buried, stolen Civil War gold in a rural part of Elk County, Pennsylvania. Now, the story goes, this treasure hunter had been looking into this since around 2011, probably further back than that. But his research showed that during the Civil War, a secret society known as the Knights of the Golden Circle, a group that operated in the North to sabotage the Northern efforts, one of them being to steal this gold that was on its way to the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia and then hide it. Why they never went back for it, I don't know. This treasure hunter had been operating or doing his research and looking for this stuff, and he located a site that was on public land in Pennsylvania. And he was operating under the permission of the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. It's somewhere along the way, this treasure hunter and the DCNR had a falling out, and he follows this up and goes to the FBI. He told them, or however he convinced them, they took it seriously enough to hire an outside agency to go in and do some very high-tech survey of the property to see if there's any validity to this. And sure enough, this high-tech equipment revealed that there was a large mass of some kind at this site underground. And then the FBI, also using pretty high-tech equipment, determined that there was the presence of gold. They end up getting a seizure warrant through a federal judge. They get a writ of entry that gives them access to the land. They do a 3-day search for this using an excavator and all kinds of techniques, to try to locate this stuff. Very well documented, I have to say, very thoroughly documented. And they found nothing. No sign of Civil War gold, no sign that anything had been buried there. Now, currently ongoing, there's a lawsuit between this treasure hunter and the FBI. He claims that they did find something and that there's video evidence of this. I don't understand why. The site survey shows presence of gold, a large mass under the ground, and then they find absolutely nothing. So stay tuned, and I'm going to fill you in on this one completely because it really, really interests me.
Of course they found nothing, right? It's hard telling all the shady stuff that they've done without telling us. Anyways, that's the last clip I got. I appreciate you watching. Yeah, thanks. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. God bless.